Discretion is advised.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're out here on the range, and today I'm going to give you guys a look at my RTI Mora in 9mm. This is a gun that I've had for a couple months. I first got eyes on it at the Extreme Bench Rest in Phoenix, Arizona. I met with Rock, who's one of the owners, and we got into discussion about possibly getting me one of these that I could use out in the field for hunting. This is in no way a review, but I did want to go over some things that I really like about this gun, show you guys kind of how I've been able to use it. We're going to do a little bit of shooting with it because my friend Tristan over at Atlas Airguns put together a competition, which you guys can find on the Ham Community Forum, where basically we're going to set out 3 targets at 100 yards and we're going to shoot groups, 5 shots on each one of those targets. And so we're going to participate in that, which you guys will see posted on the Ham Community Forum, which I will leave links for. For now, we'll get into that, and then I'll bring you guys back. I'll talk a little about what I really like about this gun. I'll show you guys some hunting footage where I was able to take a coyote out beyond 200 yards with this gun in some pretty heavy wind. I'm by no means a professional shooter, but I do from time to time like to get out and shoot paper. And I think it's good for me to do that. It really gets me out of my comfort zone, and you know, setting up the cameras like this really disallows me from cherry picking, and it really shows what kind of an average Joe can achieve with a gun. And it is not easy. You know, anybody can get out there, take some pictures of some groups, post them on the forum, but I think it's a lot harder to manipulate video, especially if it's in one take, and especially if it's out at 100-yard range. You know, for me personally, you know, shooting a slug gun, at least in this caliber, it really makes no sense to shoot 50 yards. I think, you know, 100 yards is a good range to really see how slugs are performing. And you know, we still have wind to contend with. We don't always have the best setup as far as our bench goes, but then again, when we're out in the field, nothing is perfect, and we really have to adjust for our environment and make the best of what we have. And I think part of that is just getting out and practicing and getting familiar with your gun and getting comfortable at shooting at different ranges. I don't shoot a lot of paper other than really to check my zero and get a little practice in. And so I was happy to get out here today, throw some targets out at 100 yards, film myself shooting them, and not cherry picking my groups and really kind of seeing what I can do. And my setup is kind of crude, although I do have a concrete bench here, which definitely helps. I think being able to get this bipod out further in front of the gun would have definitely tightened up my groups. The reason that I'm not able to is because the way that this pick rail is here, there's not enough room to really mount a rail with this large bottle. Now if I added the smaller bottle on this, I'd be able to get a rail on here and be able to get a bipod out front. And so I think that really limits me. That's just one of the things that for me is kind of a negative, and really something that you guys might want to realize if you're thinking of purchasing this gun. If you do go with the sniper version that has the larger bottle, you're going to probably have a difficult time getting a bipod out front. And so just keep that in mind. The other thing that I noticed about this is the safety is back here. It's not the easiest location to get to. Something up front here that's a little easier to navigate with your finger rather than having to come all the way back here and turn your safety on and off. Those are really only the two things that have bothered me about this gun over the past couple months that I've been using it. As I mentioned, I use this gun primarily for coyote hunting, and matter of fact, that's pretty much all I use it for. And the reason that I really wanted this was because it's extremely quiet and it produces a good amount of power, up to 250 foot-pounds. Currently I'm using the 100 grain Zans. I've had pretty good results from using the 125 grain Zans. The hundreds are going at just about 950 feet per second. And so that's a good amount of power, out there to at least 200 yards, at least for coyotes. The shroud here is fully functioning and it works very, very well. This is one of the quietest air guns that I've used, at least at this power level. As I mentioned, you can make up to 250 foot-pounds with this gun, and it's what I'd call somewhat backyard friendly. Not that I'd be using something with this much power in my backyard, but it is definitely quiet. And it's to the extent that you can make shots on a lot of these coyotes and they'll continue to come in because they simply do not hear the report. Matter of fact, if you hit something, it's much louder than actually firing this gun. And so it is one of the quietest guns. It does have adjustable MOA rail up top here. I do have adjustable rings, but in some cases where you want to zero that gun, at further ranges, 100, 200 yards, you could definitely do that with this rail here. Very nice mount that they put on here, very sturdy, very solid. And I like having the cocking on the left side because you don't have to take your hand off the grips to cock the gun. And in those situations where we're coyote hunting, things happen very quickly. And so I think this makes an excellent gun for that type of use. It is heavy, it's upwards of 11 pounds with a scope, and so it's not something that I'd be carrying around. And I use this off of a tripod and it works very well. One of the other things that I really like about this gun are the magazines. They're very, very simple. In 9mm, this holds 9 shots. These are very easy to load, they're very well made, and they're very easy to get in and out of the gun, and they cycle very, very smoothly. And I've had no issues keeping these in my pocket. I've had no issues with the slugs falling out. Just a very nice design. The trigger on this is fantastic. A very, very good trigger. I think it breaks at somewhere around 3 ounces or less. It is fully adjustable, and it's definitely one of my favorite triggers that I've used on an air gun, and I think that's what really helps make this gun as accurate as it is. So after I got this gun, I pulled it out of the box. I did not touch anything, and this gun does have a lot of adjustments. The way that Rock had sent it to me with the Zan slugs, it was shooting very, very well. And I really didn't feel the need to make any adjustment to it.
Hello, this is Mr. Second Opinion here. The RTI Mora is quite an air rifle. Magazine is very unique. It's very easy to load. I could do this at night if I needed to. I like the fact that even though the magazine's right up here next to your cheek piece, they've incorporated a very simple rest that's very comfortable to use while you're shooting. The side lever works very well for something that puts out this much power. They've integrated the springs and the cocking system it's not a very stiff cocking spring. The 1100cc bottle kind of looks overkill, but it's not for something that shoots this far. Anything that takes a Coyote at 200 yards on an air rifle is crazy. I love it. I shot spinners out at 100 yards with it, and I was only shooting at 5 power on a scope. I probably could have done a little bit better if I cranked up the scope, but I left it alone. If I got one, I would definitely want to get the accessory bottle guard, because that would help me mount a bipod a little bit longer down towards the end of the barrel.
So I really hope you guys enjoyed coming along to the range with me today, doing a little bit of shooting and getting to participate in Tristan's competition that he's putting on over at the Ham Community Forum. I will leave links for that. I will leave links for the gun if you guys are interested. You guys will see a lot more of this on the channel. I've really enjoyed using this. I really appreciate RTI for setting me up with this gun, and I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. If you guys enjoy these videos, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you like. We put out new videos every week. I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.